Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I'm going to explain some additional infrastructure points for my planned Dungeons and Dragons 2023 campaign, which is titled Laser Sights and Last Rites. All right, so the structure of this game, real quick, and then I'll tell you a few more unusual aspects about it, where I'm using the Dungeon Master Guide, page 4. The rules aren't in charge, you're in charge. So I'm following the rules of Dungeons & Dragons and changing the rules of Dungeons & Dragons. And you know what that makes the game? Dungeons & Dragons, right? If you actually play Dungeons & Dragons rules as written, in my humble opinion, you are not playing Dungeons & Dragons. You got to change something. So one, you cannot change 0. If you run Dungeons & Dragons raw, rules as written, you don't really understand Dungeons & Dragons at all. If you change everything, then you're not playing Dungeons & Dragons. And I think there's some load-bearing walls that if you change those things, you're no longer playing Dungeons & Dragons. But the reality is, to play Dungeons & Dragons, you have to change some of it, period. That's literally, it's page 4 of the DMG. The rules aren't in charge, you are, okay? So I have some page 4 changes, right? And I'm gonna run those past you now. So what is laser sights and last rites? So my plan for the campaign in the new year is to run 1 hour D&D sessions, right? So I bring in a player and we run for 1 hour. In that hour, they will do identity exploration. So there's no build. We sit. I'm the dungeon master. You're the player. We sit down together, right? And we literally start the game, and you build your character sheet as we play. Okay, I got this from Index Card RPG. It's brilliant. I think it's just the best way to do it. And so the point is, you don't know nothing about your player character except one thing when you start, which is you are a contract killer, right? And we're going to use the Dungeon Master Guide's rules for modern weapons. And so the campaign is, you are a contract killer in 2023 IRL Earth. No supernatural elements, no genre elements whatsoever, right? So it's, you are a contract killer. And that's all you know when you start, and we start, right? And I'll say, and you're not. I'm not gonna say, oh, write your character name on your sheet. I'm like gonna say, you are sitting in a diner in Detroit. Across from you is the daughter of the Gray Wolf. You are here because you owe the Gray Wolf, and you have agreed to answer 10 questions truthfully, and you are promised from the Gray Wolf's daughter anonymity, and the Gray Wolf has said that if there's any breach to your anonymity, he will help make you whole, right? And so she says, what's your first name, right? And you say, Sarah. And so there's identity exploration in this, right? What else is in this, right? So what other change? So, and then you play a contract killer, and each 1 hour session, you receive 3 contracts, you choose a contract, you execute that contract by executing a person, you get paid, and you tell me what you do with that pay, and you progress your character, okay? All right. You gain experience and you gain levels. Dungeons and Dragons, okay? All right. So what else is unique and new in this? Here we go. What is unique and new in this is distributed player base. All right, so I can run this with as many people as I want. Right, I can run it with 1 or 20. Right now, each session, the standard session, is just one player, one dungeon master, me, one dragon player, the person on the other end. Okay, Dungeons and Dragons, right? And we go through that template of, you get 3 contracts, you choose your contract, you execute your contract, you pass or fail at it, right? You get your money. If you failed, you don't get your money. And then you might have to do some cleanup, on yourself if you were injured, so forth. And then what did you do with your money, right? Kind of a pattern, right? Now, what's interesting is I can run that with 1, 3, 7 people, and they never, and those people never need to meet. Right? Which is very different from a traditional Dungeons & Dragons game, right? These are happening at different times, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let every player come in and enjoy the game for 3 sessions, right? When they reach 3 sessions, I'm going to say, I'm going to say, one, there's a possibility I'll say, thank you very much. I don't think you're really getting what I'm throwing down here. And I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say, that's the campaign, really, and that's how it rolls. Thank you for trying it. I appreciate it, and thank you next, right? I'm going to say that as nice as possible, right? But if the person gets it and they understand what I'm throwing down and they got good energy back and they're doing something cool and fresh with each one of their sessions, I'm going to say, hey, you've done fantastic with this. I am now inviting you to a second tier of the game if you would like to join it. The second tier of the game is player versus player. So this is like a big no-no in Dungeons & Dragons. And generally, if you have a player rolling against another player, you have failed as a dungeon master. Because this game is so unusual and every player character is a contract killer, once you reach 3 sessions, I'll say, all right, if you decide to join tier 2 of the game, between your 7th and your 15th session, you will go against another player character. Your contracts will cross, right? Somewhere with you going about your way in the world, you will come across another contract killer, and the 2 of you are going to throw down. And when that happens, one of your player characters is going to be retired because they're dead. And one of your other player characters is going to get two levels in one session because they just killed another major contract killer. Very excited about this. My request to you, how do I make it better? That's my current structure. That's my idea. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.